It was an emotional scene today in Erie County Court. News 4's Luke Moretti reports a confessed triggerman faced sentencing for a fatal shooting.
Here's what Gregory Ward told the court minutes before he was sentenced.
I just want to say I'm sorry for what happened. It wasn't meant to happen like this.
The 24-year-old will spend the next 20 years in state prison for pleading guilty to first-degree manslaughter.
20 years in state prison is an excellent resolution for this terrible tragedy that was a part of this case. It could have been worse.
Ward admitted to firing a rifle that killed 26-year-old Joshua Korzakowski last April in Buffalo's Broadway Fillmore neighborhood. Cynthia Korzakowski says her son's death has left the family with a huge loss.
Gregory Ward took a part of our family's heart. Gregory Ward's family can still hear and touch him. We have to go to a rock in the cemetery to be with Josh.
Korzakowski's daughter, who was 4 years old at the time, and another man were also hit by gunfire and wounded that night.
Can you imagine how this little girl felt as she was watching her daddy bleed to death right in front of her?
Gregory Ward was eventually tracked to Atlanta, where he was in custody on an unrelated charge, prosecutors say. His attorney says the victims were not intended targets.
Mr. Ward ended up firing the gun in the direction of the car that the unintended victims were sitting in, and they got hit with stray bullets. It was really an accident. It wasn't supposed to happen that way.
But it did happen, and now Gregory Ward will be spending 2 decades behind bars, followed by a period of post-release supervision of 5 years. In the newsroom, Luke Moretti, News 4.